So you might have picked up on this, and if you haven't, I can kind of give you an idea of what that's all about. Basically, right? Whenever you're in your territory or what have you, right? You got all these other little fun things that kind of come around in the territory tab. That is to say, if you go to your territory buildings, right, you got all these banners and all this other stuff, and then you got special buildings. And noticeably, you've got all of these gathering nodes that you can build now. So you have the Great Smelter, the Coal Washery, the Sawmill, and the Great Farm. Now, you may be wondering what exactly is this. Well, it allows you to have your members gather squads to secure the resource without being worried about somebody going around and basically mulching your troops because, oh, that doesn't happen at all. And as you guys probably know, it's Brother in Arms here in 5 hours, so that's a constant headache that people don't like. So you can set up these little buildings, and it gives you a gathering capacity of a certain amount that you can go out and occupy. And of course, the one thing that's nice about it is you can go ahead and gather and get yourself a fair bit of stuff, and it'll last a certain duration of time. And that gives everybody a chance to get resources without actually having to worry about other players going around dismantling them and causing you a lot of headache. So that's something that was relatively new. That I haven't really seen a whole lot of discussion over it, but it's not a terribly difficult thing to get in established alliances. Now, in the last week, I've had some people that have kind of gone off on a tangent with me, but the question has always been when people come into the game that are new, they're like, why is it that you have 10 breaking gold heroes and I only have 3? Well, the short answer is this game is progressive in the way that it was designed. Meaning, over time, you unlock more stuff. That's basic bottom line. More stuff happens over time. So you will not get all of the content day one. You will, over time, unlock stuff depending on how old your server that you are currently in is. That's something that I see a lot of people, they get very confused, and then they are like, what am I doing? How do I know when this content arrives? Look, if you're curious, you can always go to the monument, and the monument's going to tell you up until a certain point what type of content you're going to experience at different points in the game, right? So the monument's going to give you a very good idea for those of you out there that are very, very new. And if you are wondering now, well, hold on. There's big questions like, when do you get War Academy? When do you get this? Well, like in the case of the War Academy, I think that was like 4, maybe 5 state versus state events. That means to say that it was like a good 5 months into the game before I even started seeing the War Academy. Pets? Well, that was like shortly before it, so it was like a month or 2 before that. So I would say it was somewhere around 4 or 3 SVSs ago. But again, the pets and the what type of pets I had also changed over that period of time. So it wasn't like, I just had this particular pet. And it always continuously gets longer, as you can see. Like, my suspicion is we're not done yet. There's still more content. And it's only going to gradually, even now, the heroes that I have unlocked, there's going to be more content over time. It's just kind of the way the game is designed. But with that in mind, okay, with that kind of thing, that's just going to be a routinely headache type thing. You'll get more beasts, you'll get more items. It's just the way it is. Now, the question of, well, how do I go about getting fire crystals, right? Because this is a big headache that everybody now knows exists. How do I go about getting them the easiest way possible? My 2 cents is you want to take advantage of the intel missions. And there is a Fire Beast event that occurs every once in a blue moon. Okay, that's like the best time to get fire crystals. Otherwise, about the only other way is doing exactly what I'm doing right now. And that's going around hitting intel mission beast hunting and getting the 1 or 2 fire crystals that I get every day. Like it all builds up. It's one of those things you got to do over time. The things that drive you bonkers when you're new to the game. Now, of course, if you're somebody that, all right, say you're wondering like, well, when do I get chief gear? Okay, you're gonna get to Furnace 30, and it's all gonna make sense. Okay, it all makes sense once you get to a certain furnace level. Everything comes with time. That is the biggest key here. Everything comes with time. And as you gradually get to a point where this becomes a factor, chances are you're also probably not thinking too much about how this is going to be a factor. Okay, because the gear is also a factor in this game. It's like you build up to it and eventually it runs the whole mamajana. Like, as you can see here, I've got it up to 19 now. Oh, I want to upgrade it. Well, that's going to cost you mithril, and it's also going to cost you legendary mythics. Imagine that. If you want to upgrade, you've got to spend mithril. How do I get mithril? Oh, that's right. You either spend to get mithril. Oh, well, what do you know? $50 for 10 mithril. Uh, you're sitting here going, oh my word, that's a lot of money. Yeah, well, and the truth is, oh, hey, you gotta get your mithril in arena, because that's where you're gonna get it, if you're gonna play it free anyway. So then you gotta go in here and you gotta do your challenges. And yes, you can retreat. I've had people tell me, oh, you can't do this. Yes, you can. This is not a bug. This is a feature. Do not sweat. If you defeat, you just suck. So fight someone else. And if you still lose, you still suck. So you may want to change your lineup. You might want to see, like, there, I suck. So clearly, I've made a very poor decision trying to fight there. So I pick a different one. What do you know? I win. So it's simple. Don't overcomplicate this stuff, guys. Don't overcomplicate it. But yeah, otherwise, that is pretty much that. I just thought I'd go ahead and show you guys a little bit about the Alliance farms and stuff. The things that, they've changed and people may have noticed it, and I didn't know if anybody had really talked about it. I hadn't seen a whole lot of discussion over it, and I thought, well, probably wouldn't hurt to point out where it is and where people can go about doing it. And of course, it is one of those limited time oriented things. I mean, you only get to do it for a certain length of time anyway, so you might as well go ahead and do it when, and probably plan when your alliance is most active on, because otherwise, I mean, really, what benefit are you going to gain in the alliance if you, of course, don't have a vast majority of your members online to gather it? So don't be that guy who, like, turns it on and then never tells anybody, and they'll wake up and they're like, oh my god, it's going to expire in 2 hours. How could it be gathering? Like, I'm just saying, don't be that guy. In any case, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.